As we move on to our other big discussion tonight, and it's something that's an important issue because at a time when we're all debating the Food Security Act, you have Karnataka's Chief Minister who launched a free rice scheme today in Bangalore, where families living below the poverty line can get up to 30 kilos of rice at 1 rupee per kg. Now, the scheme is going to cost the state about 4,400 crores a year. That's expected to go up later. But along with the opposition BJP, there are other prominent Karnataka voices like Mohandas Pai and others who criticize the move, saying that it's looting taxpayers' money.
Siddaramaiah collects the first 30 rupees in exchange of 30 kgs of rice he gave away to Kalla from Hospet in Karnataka, a below poverty line card holder. The Karnataka government has launched Anna Bhagya scheme where BPL families get up to 30 kgs of rice at 1 rupee per kg. This would cost the state exchequer more than 4,400 crore rupees a year. Chinnamma, who lives in Bangalore's Ejipura slum, was buying rice at 3 rupees a kg before. Now that has been brought down to 1 rupee. She is happy, however doubts the longevity of the scheme. The Congress says the scheme will make Karnataka hunger-free. The opposition says this scheme, along with the food security bill from the centre, is being rolled out, keeping the Lok Sabha polls in mind. For now, Karnataka, which is not primarily a rice-producing state, is buying a little more than 1 lakh tons of rice from Chhattisgarh. Critics from the corporate sector say it is unviable as there is neither as much rice nor money to sustain the scheme.
Some genuine BPL holders who have to get BPL card, that also not fulfilled by the previous government. Even that lapses is continuing now in this government also.
There are more than 97 lakh BPL ration card holders in Karnataka alone. The centre's right to food scheme is meant to cover many more such families and term them as beneficiaries. If and when that scheme comes to be implemented, it only means that the state government can procure the same amount of rice for much less price. It does not, however, mean that the Congress government's claim that Karnataka will become malnourishment free is true, because rice does not provide the kind of nourishment that millets such as ragi and jawar do, which are produced in large quantities in Karnataka. Radhika Iyer with DM Kumar in Bangalore for NDTV.
Well, joining us tonight from Bangalore is Dinesh Gundu Rao, the Minister for Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs of Karnataka. Also with us from Bangalore is Harish Bijor, member of the Bangalore Political Action Committee, as well as brand expert, someone who's been very, very critical of this move by the government. Let me ask Mr. Gundu Rao first, sir, how do you respond to the criticism that this has been a hasty decision, this is a loot of taxpayers' money, that Karnataka cannot afford this, you have to get rice from other states, it's not like you have a lot of rice available, this is going to cost you a lot. How do you respond to that criticism?
See, this is a time-tested program, the ration system throughout the country. We have in Tamil Nadu where they give free rice, we have in Andhra Pradesh where they give it 1 rupee, we have Chhattisgarh, we have so many states, Maharashtra, Kerala, so many states doing this ration system where rice or wheat or whatever is given at a very subsidized rate. The main intention of this is to see that our people get sufficient food grains and there's never a cause for them to go hungry. I don't know why people are criticizing this so much, because it's not a new scheme. This has been existing for the last 30-40 years. Maybe the rates have been changing. So some of the people in Bangalore and some of the people have been criticizing, saying that this is a loot of taxpayers' money. I think they always appreciate when things are done for Bangalore, for IT sector, you know. They have a point of view which is always, you know, which is in their favor. But at the end of the day, we are providing almost 98 lakh families, you know, substantial amount of food grain. They don't have to worry about, you know.
You're saying it's hypocrisy that when it comes to something about beautifying the city and urban issues, then everybody's on board. But when it comes to basic things such as feeding the poor, there's a certain hypocrisy that creeps in. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Exactly, because they have a voice, they can attract media attention, they know how to speak, they know how to write, they know how to read. So you know what, so people tend to listen to them more. Unfortunately, the voices of these people are not heard and nobody goes to them, and even if they say something, it doesn't become national news. So they may say anything about the expenditure that is incurred, but the state government is committed to this program. It is not just a gimmick. It was part of an election manifesto. And we feel that this will help, in fact, the families to do other things. You know, they can look at the child's education, they can look after their health issues. It saves up a lot of money for them to do so many other activities which will in turn help the economy also.
So let me ask
I don't know why every time such a thing is done for the poor people, the rich, the so-called rich or the so-called
they
start criticizing.
Okay, is your Harish Bijur, then is your opposition to this scheme elitist?
Okay, let me put it this way. Let me start my critique with a congratulations to Mr. Siddaramaiah on one count. A promise is a promise. He made an election promise, and I think today he has fulfilled it with Anna Bhagya. Now, let me get onto the critique side of it. You know what my worry about this program is? My worry about the program is that it looks like a band-aid solution to a very serious issue. Hunger is a very serious issue. There are 4 classes in our society: the upper income group, the middle income group, the low income group, and the no income group. This scheme is excellent for the no income group. The upper income group is anyway not concerned with what happens because it pays up. But the point is, if you look at the critique of this scheme, I would say the problem is jobs. Our current situation is there are not enough jobs with our people. Give people jobs. Teach them how to fish. Don't give them the fish. That is the simple point which I want to make, because this is a band-aid solution. We don't want a band-aid solution. We want a solid solution for hunger. We need to first set the bone, then put it into plaster cast and let it heal, so that that hand, fully healed, is going to actually deliver continuous food for the people who are concerned.
But isn't that easier said than done when you look at the number of people in this country that do live below the poverty line? Because these arguments have been put forward even on the food security bill also. But is it easy for us to say, let's just give them jobs and let's look at long-term solutions and this is expensive? But the fact is people are hungry and need to be fed. Okay.
Sure. Let me put it this way. Hunger is an immediate issue. Jobs is a slightly longer term issue. It's easier to fill people's stomachs today than give them jobs today. And therefore, governance structures typically go and give into schemes of this kind. And I think that is the temporary nature of the solution. We need a more permanent solution. 4,400 crores year on year for the next 5 years is not a permanent solution. Put that 20,000 plus crores in terms of creating new jobs for people.